Mrs. Brown, India in Macedonia for years has been working on strengthening the independence of the assembly and finding its place, its role in the system of checks and balances. But now we witness cases where the main opposition party and one of the parties from the ruling coalition are trying to block adoption of several laws by admitting hundreds and maybe thousands of amendments. How do you see this whole situation?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you for being on your program. And yes, India has been working here in Macedonia, or should I say North Macedonia, for a number of years, and it's our privilege to be working with Parliament. I think over the years we've seen a number of very positive changes, and we're optimistic about the future role of Parliament in this country. And yes, over the last few days, I have heard from a number of people concerns about legislation that's being pushed in Parliament with thousands of amendments. And I think, the question is not really the number of amendments. It does strike me to be a high number of amendments to a law for any Parliament to consider. But it's really the quality of those amendments and the quality of the debate. So I would not stand in judgment of whether this is an appropriate process, but really look to the quality of the debate and the outcome of that debate.
Although there are examples of laws passed by a cross-party majority and even by consensus, mostly in Macedonia we see that Parliament is a place where parties just confront itself and not work in a real dialogue, in the spirit of dialogue. How can the country step forward in a better political life and stronger political culture?
Well, I think it takes time and it takes development, but it also needs to be encouraged by citizens. I think in many countries right now around the world, you see a great deal of frustration of legislative bodies for similar reasons, that the citizens don't feel as though anything's being accomplished or that the debates are not really healthy. And the citizens are voicing their opinion either by going to the street and protesting or through elections and voting certain parties out. So I think there's reform that can be done inside Parliament through political will, political leadership, but I think there's also the voice of the people that play into this, and at some point there will be a level of frustration where the people of North Macedonia or any other country won't accept this type of behavior.
The public impression is that the Parliament continues to be, let's say, generally something like I would say, endorsing machinery for the initiatives that are coming from the government. What is India's stance on this? Is there any progress in this field?
Well, I think this is a common expression of frustration in many, many places. And I continue to try to put this in the perspective of the region and the world. I mean, this is not an uncommon frustration. And yes, of course, you would hope that that would change over time. It is politics, and the members of Parliament are representing political parties, and some are representing the majority and some are not. Again, I would, without trying to comment directly on the politics of Macedonia, I would just say this is a process that is inherently difficult in an elective legislature, whether it's a presidential or parliamentary system. And again, you hope that over time, through political will, political leadership, the voice of the people, and insight into improving political parliamentary independence, that you will see an improvement in this area.
For years, National Democratic Institute has been working with political parties here in North Macedonia, but according to the experts, the intra-party democracy still remains one of the major challenges, and some of them even use the terms of sultan, or let's say czar parties. Is this a reflection of a young democracy or a weak democracy?
I would say it's a reflection of a young democracy, and I've heard that phrase used since I've been here. It's expressed differently in other places. I think we have seen some changes and improvements over time. I expect that those will continue to improve. I think taking a step back and looking at this in a historical perspective to see where North Macedonia came from and where it's going is very important. Again, these are problems that exist in West Europe, in North America, in many places around the world. I'm not suggesting that it is healthy for democracy, but I think it is a dilemma right now of our times, both here and elsewhere.
Do you follow the president's impeachment process? I mean, President of the United States, and what is your opinion on it?
I do. I follow it every day in the United States. It's a very concerning situation for all Americans, but I think the fact that our Constitution guarantees this safeguard is the most important thing about this process. Whether the president is impeached or not impeached, that is a decision that is beyond my knowledge. But the fact that we have this constitutional guarantee to have a check and a balance over the executive branch, to me, is one of the strongest elements of American democracy. So I think it's of concern. It's very difficult period right now in the United States. But I think those people who believe in democracy and the core tenets and values of democracy appreciate very much the fact that we do have this process.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.